Hey traders, it's Scott Stewart again. I'm going to throw up this video here. Today is Wednesday, June the 5th, 2019, and most of the training videos that I do put up for you are private links. They don't show up on my public YouTube page. I'm just going to throw this up on the public channel for everybody's consumption, just because I want to talk about this idea or concept, number one, of how powerful leverage can be. And of course, Forex brings us that leverage potential, 50 to 1 leverage. And so how little amount of money you really need to be able to go trade with to be able to make substantial profit potential on your positions as you open them up. But I also want to talk about, I guess, the importance of news-driven events. And I think probably nowhere is that more prevalent than in the Forex markets as we look at some trading opportunities. And so I just wanted to talk about one that I'm working on today. I do still have 3 positions going on in my Forex account right now. I just put this euro dollar position on. It is about break even right now if you look at the commissions and the spreads involved in that. And then I've got the euro pound going on. These are both sells. These are both shorts on these. If you look at the euro pound, that trade's losing a little bit of money right now. There's my buy back in limit right there. We are headed in the right direction. I feel pretty good about that trade. It's not the strongest trade, but I feel okay about it. My euro dollar trade, there's my exit point right there. There's my buyback right there. If I can, let's just remove all of those orders there so that you can see. Let's remove my positions from the page. You can kind of get a little bit better look at the chart. We are nicely breaking down on stochastics, and the trend is definitely down. And we're almost getting a crossover there on the moving averages. I believe that could be a good trade as well. There is some decent profit potential in the euro dollar trade of about 1,300 bucks. Not too much in the euro pound. But what I want to talk about here is I wanted to start building a little video journal of this dollar peso trade. If you look at this trade, this is where it really behooves us to pay attention to the news and what's happening on any particular day. So as you know, in the equity markets in particular, we've had this massive roiling of the markets with all of the taxation and the import taxes and all of the things that are happening, whether it's with China, well, now it's with Mexico. And so right here was when the trade war originally broke, the rumor originally broke on the trade war with Mexico and how we were going to ramp up from maybe a 5% import tax up to 25%. And of course, that was a massive move in the dollar pound, or excuse me, the dollar peso. I started, if you look at my positions here, well, let's back up a little bit. That blew through R4 and R5 levels. It's really rare. Most of the time we're looking for opportunities to buy or sell, to go long or short at R3 and S3. And here we are up at R5. So I actually started building a position. If I show my positions here on this, you can see, oh my goodness, how many, those are all my orders. So you can see, we talk about position sizing so much. You can see over and over again how many orders I have really sort of scaled into this trade on. And then if I remove those here, so just so that you kind of understand, this is a nice trade. It was going great. That was way overshot, I believe, to the upside. It was due for a pullback. I started shorting it right in here. kept rising, kept rising. I was scaled correctly, so I had some dry powder to be able to continue adding to my short positions up in here. Came down here. I was at a profit. I was probably at something like on this trade right here, I was probably up $1,900, $2,000, something like that. And then boom, there you go. We get the announcement here after the equity markets have closed that the initial conversation with the Mexican authorities did not result in a trade agreement of any kind, which is always interesting. And again, bam, right up to where we were previous levels. You can see right there, the top of that candle, we popped right back up to those previous levels once again. And so I've been continuing to add to this position, and I'm probably going to actually, whether it's a profit or not, go ahead and close out these two positions to generate a little extra buying power to continue to add to this position. If you look at this trade, this is my big one. This trade, I got to let it calculate here for a second. I'm on a little bit of a slow internet access. It was not a $200,000 profit potential. It is about a $10,000 profit potential. All I need is a move from there to there, which is the pivot point, to bring in about $10,000 in profit potential. So I'm going to continue to add to this. My goal would be able to maybe even pull out an extra 1,000 or 2,000 on top of that as I continue to be able to scale in this trade. I don't know if that's if the price action is gonna allow me to do that, but I'd love to be able to pull $10,000 to $12,000 of profit out of this trade in maybe a week or so. We'll see how we scale back down here. But this is just an opportunity here. I wanted to journal this first entry trade. I wanted to show the red. You know, so often as you look at traders, all they want to show you is the green. They want to show you how you put $1,000 up and made $10 million back. I want to show you that even though we are at a loss on this, I believe we can pull out somewhere around a $10,000 profit on this dollar peso trade. So there's our initial entry point. We will continue on maybe part two here over the next couple of days and see where we end up on this trade.